Hello guys, and welcome to Will World Thrift. Today is a What Sold Wednesday, so I'm going to run down my weekly sales. This week a little bit lower sales than last week and maybe the previous week, but I did have the yard sale, so I put that in there, factored in, and I brought back the sheet. I'll just go over a couple things from the sheet and then we'll get into the items. So thanks for joining us at Will World Thrift. Let's get started. So this week I sold 19 items for a total of $382, and I netted $340 profit off that. Take away all the eBay fees. My eBay sales were made $289.57. And then down here I added my yard sale, which in 2 days I made $220. I did the video on that, my last video previous to this one, where I came to you on Sunday and told you a little bit about what went on with my sale. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and check it out. So yeah, 19 items. I think the last couple weeks we've been averaging around 28, 30. It's a little down from that. Plus this week it's been hard at the thrift store. Items are picked. I've been going a lot the last few days, but I just haven't been finding any home runs or any big ticket items. I went today and just grabbed 4 things, 3 shirts and a catcher's mitt. So I'm just kind of in a rut at the thrift stores. I don't know if they're getting picked out or what, but at the times I'm going, but I'm usually pretty consistent when I go. I go during the weekdays, and I go on the weekends. I go, during afternoon, during evening, when I can. So it's not for effort this week. It just hasn't been my luck. But let's go ahead and get through the items. Well, I guess the averages are, I'm paying $2 an item. I'm selling for $20, so I'm usually walking away with $17 profit on an item. That is not minus eBay fees. So you minus eBay fees off that, probably around $15 an item. So that's good. Keeping cost to sale ratio pretty good. Not a lot of home runs in my sold items either, so that number is usually over $20. But you could see my highest profitable item was the football card, $69.99. Those are the cards that I got from the auction a couple weeks ago, and I already made some money on offer up sales that paid for the card, so that's why I put them in as free. Aside from that, my second highest profitable item was a vintage Lacoste cardigan that I took an offer for $49.88 on that, and that's featured in the video, I believe, too. The vintage green button-up cardigan. Well, we are. Oh, I'm hiding my sensor down here. Oops. There we go. Columbia PFG had a light blemish on it. I took $9.99. Sometimes when I bring home an item, it's got a blemish on it. I took good pictures. I put it in the title that it had a blemish, and I still sold it. $9 free shipping. That item basically was a wash, maybe $1 or $2 profit on it. But that's something I didn't quite want to throw it away. I didn't want to chalk it up as a loss, so I was happy to get my money back on it. That's just for me being quick. Here's a Slippery Rock University Vintage Champion t-shirt that I sold. Look at that picture. It's terrible. It's blurry. I had that item up there just like that for about 6 months. I didn't want to go digging in the inventory trying to find it and retake a picture. Sometimes, I like to do things one time and one time only. This I probably should have went back and retook this picture. I probably could have got double that for that older champion style shirt with the C on the arm. Here's another. Got this out of the dollar shirts, so it's a dollar shirt. Didn't take a huge, make a huge profit on that shirt. I think it says read there. It probably had a defect, or yeah, down here in the comment it has a very small light spot on the left front midsection. So again, an item I brought home. I didn't check it, thoroughly in the store, and I had to, made a couple bucks on it, but it's not something I would have picked up had I known it had that stain. But it just goes that you can, make a comeback if you do bring something home. It's got a stain. Don't give up on it. If you list it, you might break even or whatever, like me. But it's not a total loss. Here's those football cards that I sold for $70. So in those tons of boxes, I found some vintage 1967 Topps football cards. I laid them out on my table, took a good picture of them, and I put conditions vary. They weren't perfect shape, but they weren't bad shape either. So they sold very quickly. They sold the same night I listed them. So maybe I listed them a little too low. I'm not sure, but I looked through the comps. I tried to be comparable with what I could be. So that's all profit, and I still got a ton of those cards left. And there's the vintage Lacoste shirt right there. Boom, with the alligator on it. Izod. It used to be Izod before Lacoste. I think that tag only says Izod. But to get the sale, it has a Lacoste gator on there. To get the sale, you know, I mentioned that it is Lacoste. And I even threw the gator emoji in there. Throwing emojis from time to time. Lately, messing around with that. I used to have the superstition that putting an emoji in your item was a bad thing, but I'm kind of coming off that and just going back to throwing an emoji in there when applicable. You know, a lot of people are ordering from their phones. I'm not sure if the emojis pop up on the computers or not. I forget, but I know when you're ordering from your cell phone, it doesn't matter. But whatever, I don't know. I didn't use up all the characters, so I just put in there something to give it more, hey, look at me, you know. Here's a Cleveland LeBron James jersey. I sold it. It was kind of beat up. Sold it at a lower price. Some of the letters it had wash wear, you know, signs of wash wear, some fading in the letters, but not bad, you know, very good condition. And I put, you know, just used good condition. I didn't, you know, I took a lot of pictures of it. I took 8 pictures of it so they could really see what I was seeing. There's a yellow Under Armour neon shirt. This is the 3rd week in a row that I have sold a yellow pullover long sleeve shirt. I've mentioned before that these runners, people getting out in the morning and they want to wear something bright, and the color's been yellow lately, so I had not found a yellow shirt in a thrift store but this week, but I still got some time to keep my streak going. I don't know, it might end. I might make it a 4th week in a row with selling a yellow reflective shirt, but I almost picked up a yellow Puma short sleeve shirt today. It was just dogged out a little too much, but it was a nice bright yellow. I want to keep the streak alive, but I passed on it. It just wasn't up to the quality that I like to get stuff with good quality. You know, that thing just looked like it was, you know, ragged. Nothing, no stains or anything like that. It just looked like a very worn shirt, maybe. There's a Costa Del Mar, the sunglasses shirt, and there's another emoji. I put in there a little fish. Didn't make a lot of money on this shirt, but I paid $1 for it. Sold it for $9. Here's a Johnson Murphy polo shirt. I told you in one of the, or maybe I told you, but I do pick up some Johnson Murphy stuff if it looks good. This had a great pattern on there. Had it listed for a long time though. It was probably 8 to 10 months. My price kept dropping. You know, I had this thing in $25, I think, when I started. And I finally met a buyer down at $13 over time. I don't usually give up on items, but you know, month after month I gotta drop the price. I gotta keep it moving. But you know, still profited on this. Probably paid about $3 or $4. I don't know what was on the sheet for it, but it was a very nice looking shirt. Multicolor floral pattern. There's a vintage Mike Alstott. I think I did feature this in a video. You know, right after the Bucks won the Super Bowl, people were clamoring for the Bucks gear. Picked up a vintage Mike Alstott, and I told y'all I overpaid for it, I think. $6. But sold it for $29.90 plus shipping. And that was a 1990s jersey. Here's probably for my first video I think I did on YouTube. Sold this Adidas AC Milan. I knew nothing about this player. I'm not sure if he's popular. I still don't know nothing about the player. $27.50 free shipping. I forgot what I paid for that shirt. Probably less than $6. Probably around 3 or 4. And even in the description on that, there was a very small red smudge around the number on the back of the jersey. It wasn't a stain or anything. It was like, I think when they dried it, the numbers are red, and the shirt is white, so maybe that color on the number heated up, and it just smudged, you know, above a number. So I don't know, wasn't that big though. But I'm always honest about it. You know, if I see anything, I'm going to mention it, because if I see it, they're going to see it. Aqua Blue. Last week I ran a clearance on all my Columbia stuff. I've been selling their stuff for like 2 years now, and now I think the bubbles finally burst on Columbia, or maybe it was just the wrong season. Maybe as we get back in spring and summer, but I marked down a lot of my Columbia stuff in my inventory down to clearance prices. This was $13.50, so I didn't make a ton of it. But you'll see I sold 2 Columbia shirts today that aren't featured in this video, but 2 of them today that I put on clearance. So I've been moving them, and I'm not going to pick them up. I'll keep a couple in my inventory and see what happens during spring and summer. But there's a Magnum Vox Remote, good old remote, $32. Who says remotes can't make money? I bought this for a quarter, sold it for $32. So always got the remotes in the inventory. I listed some more when I was sitting down there on my porch Sunday doing the yard sale. I didn't have nothing to do. Customers were coming. I pulled out the box remotes and put them up there, and that was one of them, and it sold very quick. Here's another shirt I had for a while, hanging around. It's vintage. It's Gotcha, the surfboard company. It's red. Wasn't such a great pattern on it. I guess it kind of looks like flames up there. Maybe not a great picture of it. Maybe I could have did something better, but $8.88. I lowered my price. I probably had it started around $17 or something like that, and just over a month, every month or every 2 months, drop the price down a couple dollars so I can get rid of it. I'm not sure how close we are to the end yet, but here's a Tommy Bahama double XL, just a polo. It was a polyester cotton blend. It had a real nice feel to it. $21.88. I almost kept it for myself, but I decided not to. There's another Sony Remote, $13.99, free shipping. Grandma's butter dish, Tupperware, sold that. I think I might have featured that in the video also. $14.99, free ship. Bought it for $1. Maybe made 10 bucks off at 11. Sold that 5-pack of Sony VHS tapes. $14.99. Customer paid $9.99 for shipping. I got those in an auction lot. Remainder of the table deal. I think I have another stack of those listed. So that was the first one that sold. $14.99. Bub, you all right? Now you gonna change your shirt? Okay, this last item, I didn't put it on this on my sheet. This is a football card I sold the other day for $150. This is a consignment item that one of my buddy gave me. I've had this listed since I don't know, back in August this year. This is a card I started at $300 and slowly dropped the price until somebody bought it, and my friend, he's happy with it. So I got to take out about $150 and give it to Dan, all minus eBay fees. I think that's it. Oh no, lastly but not least, I think 3 school lunch trays. Got those at the Thrift. I think I paid $1 each for them. Sold them for $24.88. Free shipped them. Cost $8 to ship them. So, small profit, but they sold relatively quick. Maybe about 2 weeks time they sold. Acrylic, made in the USA. I didn't even put that on there. They were a brand. I didn't put the brand on there. Sometimes I don't put a brand on there if it's just such an odd item like this. I'll leave it to customer's imagination, but for some reason I didn't put it was made in the USA. Normally anything made in the USA I will make note of, but sometimes I get in a hurry. If I get on a listing spree, I'll just be trying to zoom through my listings, so a couple things maybe to take away from some of the things I've done here, or some of the things I've mentioned throughout this video, is one, check the items. I had to take a couple break evens on items because I didn't check them good enough in the store. I didn't check them for blemishes or stains and listing. You see where I could have listed USA on here, or the name of the company. And also you see how I come down to meet my buyers sometimes. So give it time though. I'm pretty patient with bringing my prices down, because you definitely don't want to undersell your items. You don't want to undersell your picking skills or whatever. A lot of times I think an item's great, it is great, so it does sell for a good amount. So if I think an item's great when I pick it up, I shouldn't change my mind on that a couple days later stick to your price, stick to what you think you're picking, believe in yourself about your picking, and you will sell your stuff. Now some things just take time. They sit there. That's when you got to drop your prices down. Like me, still doesn't mean you didn't make a great pick. It just means it took a while for a buyer that wanted that to come by. So there kind of is a fine line in dropping your price, and when you do, when you don't. I don't know why I went off on that tangent, but it's a balancing act you play. This week I had a low number of sales, and I took some offers. I did some Columbia clearance, so I had the yard sale going on. So that kind of having the yard sale going on also took me away from sourcing for 2 days. Which if I would have went sourcing Saturday and Sunday, I would have probably got a bunch of items and probably sold 10 or 12 more items, and my numbers would have been normal. But that is that was a trade-off. I had to have the yard sale to clean up my inventory, clean up what I had, hanging around the house. My wife, not too excited about my house turning into my eBay store. So, got to filter some of that crap out. Got to spend some time out, hanging out in the yard, doing the yard sale. But it was good because now, I'm decluttered, I'm cleaned up, and I'm ready to accumulate some more crap. So, there you go. We're at the end. That's a picture from my work yesterday. Had to work late. We had a huge water main break. We got that fixed. The contractor drilled a hole in a 16-inch steel water line, and we had to put this big old clamp on there and take care of it. So had tons of work pictures on there yesterday. But that's where we stop. Thanks for watching Real World Thrift. Welcome to all the new subscribers. Please hit the like button on this video if you do like it. And we'll see you. I do got a GoPro now, so I'm going to be filming, I'm going to be taking you out in the wild. I think this weekend, literally, I'm going to take you out in the wild. So stay tuned for what I got coming up, and have a good night. See you.